So, Malcolm,
Hello.
haven't seen you in so long. It's been a crazy amount of time. Did you freeze on me? Have you frozen up already? Let's see if you can hear me. Are you ready? We'll have Malcolm back here in a second so we can actually go with this video. We're doing a lot. We're looking at not just the wrestling game. We're going to look at like a lot of wrestling things from different companies: AEW, TNA, WWE, all the good stuff. We're just waiting for Malcolm to come in now so that we can get this done, and just for fun, let's. Oh, something fell. What is it?
I don't know what happened there.
Malcolm,
I got booted.
acknowledge me.
Oh. You got this as well, like.
It's almost like, so I get in my whole like almost like a Bray Wyatt type of thing here. I feel like I should be saying some very abstract like phrasing. Did you buy W digitally or physically? Well, you got one of each here. Malcolm bought the physical copy of WWE 2K24.
I did.
I am in the digital realm of gaming a lot right now. Whereas I buy physical copies of movies, I do tend to buy more digital copies of my video games. If I really like the game, then I try to buy a physical copy of it just to have a physical copy in my collection. But the digital copy allowed me to get WWE 2K23 on the PlayStation 5 for absolutely $0 for free. Because when you bought the digital deluxe copy of WWE 2K24, it came with a digital version of 2K23 for you to play until WWE 2K24 went live. But didn't just for you to play, it was there for you to keep, which was fantastic because let me play 2K23 a lot while I was waiting for 2K24 to come out. It was great. It was fun. And let's before we go into like the wrestling stuff, we're going to get into that. We're going to like, obviously I just came off of like a little live stream, like where I've sucked at some wrestling games and I complained about showcase mode. You know,
I think you should play more Showcase, to be honest. It was really entertaining.
It was watching me like
I loved it. I was sitting there and I couldn't stop laughing.
I was getting all frustrated, like, you laugh at my pain, Malcolm. All right.
It was hilarious.
It was fun. I had a lot of fun with it. Though you should show me.
My copy of WWE 2K24 came with a slip cover.
There we go. A slip. A nice little slip. So eventually one of these days when I get to London, and Malcolm realizes, hey, what the hell happened to my slip cover, my WWE 2K24 slip cover? And I'm like,
you took it?
No. It was obviously the dude that was on the other one earlier. The douchebag guy. We know what's him.
Oh yeah.
We blame him. We blame him for everything from now on. Okay. Your thoughts so far in playing the game?
Where do I start? First of all, I like the graphics. The graphics are good upgrades. Not on everybody, but I would say 95% of the people look phenomenal compared to how they used to look. Second of all, I would say that I don't like the limitations in the creating area. Like, I know a lot of people can get around that because there's really talented people. But for someone like me, I'm very basic on it. So I don't really like that. I'll probably just download people's creations instead of making my own because it always works out better for me.
Same here.
But I would say showcase mode is very lackluster, like you say, because you do have to do things, but it's not anything that stands out. It's like bash them in the corner, lift them up. You know, it's not like classic moments like put their leg over the barrier and hit them like you got inside the other 2K games. And the universe mode, even though they said they put a lot of work in it, it seems very basic still. It seems like the same thing. The story modes, they're fun, but they've never been as good as the old days where you played as the wrestlers and had like story modes that were going on in the actual show kind of thing. But overall, I think it's pretty decent. I played online. The gameplay itself, I feel it's a little bit finicky. Like, I feel like if you play as certain wrestlers, you're able to counter easier than others. But I feel like it's very clippy when you're actually wrestling. Like, if I'm running behind someone and hitting them, more likely I'm just going to hit them. I'm not going to give them like a lariat hit and get them down. I'm just going to hit them and they're going to fall over kind of thing.
Ever notice that sometimes you run and other times the run just doesn't seem to work for, like you haven't done anything different, but you're like, okay, now I'm going to run to the, guess I'm not then. Guess I'm just going to saunter over there. No, I mean.
And the other thing is the speed is a lot slower as well.
I think for me right now, the breakdown, like the modes so far, showcase mode is still my least favorite. Like I still don't like showcase mode. I used to like showcase mode, but modern day showcase mode, I'm not a fan of. It reminds me of like, I remember I was playing it was one of the more, I think it was PlayStation 3, right? And I go and I get the new Metal Gear Solid game, and I'm so excited. I'm pumped. I'm there. I got the game. Like I put it in the PS3. I'm like, I am so ready to play some Solid Snake. You know, and I get in there and like there's this beautiful graphics, and I'm going against this what seems like these guys are robots, some shit like that. Anyway, and I play for like 10 seconds. Like okay, hit the X button. Like so, I hit the X button, and I slide under. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. And then they show me like around like 3 or 4 minutes of like video. I'm like, wait a second. Hey, there's Cinema Dave. Welcome, man. And I'm like, okay, that's great. So then I hit the triangle button because I got to hit the triangle button because I got to move a bit. And they show me 3 or 4 minutes of video, and I'm like, what's going on here? And it keeps going on like it's like quick time event after quick time. And I hate that.
It's funny because Metal Gear Solid. I remember the first time I played the first one. And it felt like you were watching 40 minutes to an hour of cutscenes. Yeah. By the time it went into the gameplay, you'd lost momentum, so you just keep dying over and over again because you weren't as jacked up ready for what was coming next.
That's what it was like.
Calls.
Yeah, I can imagine, like, you know, like if like the trailer like for these games around, it's like, hey kids, you want to play some games? Want to play some violent, raw, like awesome raw games? Well, screw that. Watch this for 20 minutes. And then you play for 10 seconds. And then you're going to watch for another 20 minutes. Because this isn't a freaking game. This is a bad Saturday morning cartoon. You know, reboot. Yes. But just a little bit better. Like, reboot's good. But, like, the graphics is what I'm talking about. Anyway. Don't like that. Not a showcase mode fan. My faction. I like my faction. I don't like it as much as last year, though. Last year was really straightforward. You went in. Bam. You played a match. Well, you won. You went out. You got a suitcase. You got 2 suitcases. Open up that suitcase. Stuff inside. Cool. You're on to the next one. Getting stuff. You're earning stuff. You're going through. Left.
Yeah. Top. You keep moving up. Yeah.
Okay. Show my faction mode this year. Same mode. Under the same one. So you go in. You pick your wrestlers. You add on their bonuses. You play a match. Then you decide one of 2 or to 3 things that you want to add. Do you want to add on more points? Do you want to add on more like stamina? Because their stamina's not going to come back throughout this mode. And you got to choose as you're going through. And it's it almost looks like one of those like family tree things. So
yeah.
Madam Web, right? Like going through the whole web.
Just like that.
So, and I'm like, this is way different than what I had before. Though I got to say, for control wise, I'm finding a little bit better. Last year, I found like stuff like the ladder matches were extremely hard to play, and
And they have
insanely
been
hard.
for like the last 5 years.
But I've won every ladder match that I played this game, in this week,
Oh,
and I have not. And as you have seen just moments ago, I have not gotten better. So it's not that
we
good.
need to see you live doing a ladder match.
I'm not
4
ladder match.
teams ladder match.
Oh, they're so fun. I'm not. Here's the thing, and people say, "Well, we got extreme now, so that you can play extreme," and I'm like, "No, it's not happening." You know, I can embarrass myself on normal. I can frustrate myself on normal. I don't need to frustrate myself even more in extreme. You did extreme, didn't you? You went on and did extreme.
Yeah.
You're a sucker for punishment.
It was ridiculous. I had a casket match and I threw the Undertaker in because it's a trophy, you know, on the game. And he hit out straight away. I couldn't even hold him in there long enough. Got
Yep.
out, swung me over, and then shut the casket immediately without even giving me a chance to get out.
I did
And I
one
was in
extreme.
full health.
I did one extreme match, and I'm like, that ain't me. That ain't. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not that person. Although I am extreme, I'm not extreme match extreme.
I think to be extreme, I think to do the extreme mode on there, I think what you need to do is be able to counter every counter.
You gotta be Xavier Woods, man. You gotta be like Xavier Woods. You gotta be
Yeah.
like Miro or Page. Like they're good at these games. Page. I guess go by Soraya now because it's a real name.
Or AJ Styles.
Yeah, like who's
Or Chugs himself.
AJ Styles is like he's taking some time away from the wrestling apparently.
I don't blame him, to be honest. He feels like he's getting that. He was going to retire at 42, so.
Well, he's got to go
I
out.
think now, you know, past that age, I mean.
I love AJ Styles as a wrestler. He's a fantastic wrestler. I want to have a conversation with him about science and the the earth. Aside from that, he's a fantastic dude. I can't believe
think that I really think AJ Styles is probably one of the greatest wrestlers of this generation.
He's a great wrestler. He's a fantastic wrestler. But like that's hard though. I mean, like we're at a generation, but we're freaking lucky, man. Where we got like Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay, and Brandon and Bryan Danielson, like out there. That's insane. And Takeshi, just so many just insanely great wrestlers. Whether you're watching, and even like WWE, like when they let them wrestle, like guys like Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Tyler Black, Seth Rollins. They're good, but who's got the belt? Well, Gunther, so he's really good, but Roman Reigns.
Do you think he's going to lose at WrestleMania? Do you think Gunther's going to lose at WrestleMania?
Roman Reigns has wanted to lose this for a while, apparently. So this hasn't been like him. This isn't like The Rock. Roman Reigns isn't politicking to keep that belt. If anything, here's a guy. He's had medical issues, like serious medical issues, that almost took him out. Like almost took him out. Like sadly and seriously. Hey, Gina, welcome, man. But here's the thing. He's a decent wrestler. His character is perfect for a champion right now. His older character wasn't. Thank God Heyman came around, because what happened is Heyman and him got together and they created this whole bloodline thing. That's where it all comes from. It's literally his roots. It's really who he is. Because old school, Heyman worked with his relatives early on.
Yep.
And
so there's a proper dynamic there. That's why the bloodline exists, is in him being in it.
That's the thing. And like it was time to do that, to have like an actual like family. I just think that they've gone too far with it. And it's really a shame. You really should pick it up. It's really good. My Rise, I haven't played a lot of My Rise. What I played, I've liked though. I've only played the women's story. I haven't played the men's story yet on My Rise. And what I saw, I've liked. But I get stuck. Malcolm knows this. I get stuck in GM mode, and I'm like, and him and me have started playing. So we have to play. We got to figure out how we're gonna play.
Aaron loves GM mode more than any other mode on that game.
I do. Like, it got me back into these games. Like, I bought like 2K14 because CM Punk's on the cover. So I had that one, and of course I had the one with CM Punk. Which one was the one with Stone Cold storyline? Was that the CM Punk one, or was that one?
I think that was that 2016?
Might have been.
It was one of them.
I had that. I had the Rey Mysterio one with Rey Mysterio on the cover. That was last year, I think. Was that last year? I got it over here somewhere.
See, I prefer the My Rises that actually have a story in them. What I mean by that, not My Rises, sorry, the showcase, where it actually talks about them and talks as them talking about the matches, in between.
So WWE 2K13 and CM Punk. Yeah, I've got it upstairs. That's the one, man. Thank you. And 2K14 had the Rock.
2K14, but 2K14 also had Bryan Danielson on the reversible artwork.
Yeah, that's what I flipped it over to. What do you think about this whole like Rock thing going on right now? Let's just chat about this for a second.
Okay. Well, I want to say I wasn't into it until The Rock did the promo the other day where he said, "Mama Rhodes, I know you want your son to get the belt and you want him to finish that story, but Mama Rhodes, he's not going to get that belt. You are going to get a belt. You're going to get The Rock's." Oh, I love that. It had me in tears of laughter. I was like, what?
We had to sit through a Rock concert. That's never a fun thing to do.
They're amazing.
They're not, and they're too long. Like they're way. This one was way too long. Like it needed like time shaved off it. It needed an editor, like a Zack Snyder movie needs a friggin' editor.
Oh, he'll move.
He'll move. He'll Aaron, right? But here's the thing. Like they were complaining because he's able to do, like basically he's able to chat about the whole like talk like R-rated stuff as opposed to like the PG era stuff. And it's like, well, come we can't talk like no, you can get over anyway. Like Cody Rhodes can get over without talking like the Rock talks. Roman Reigns can get over when he's given a script and you can read it like really well. Seth Rollins can get over. Period. John Moxley can get over wherever he's at, except when you make him play Dean friggin' Ambrose because that sucked ass.
Or just make him walk around topless with chopsticks and let him shove him in his skull, and then he's
that's the thing. Like you're doing thing like you're putting him in a corner where he's not just that. John Moxley's just and like yes, he definitely does a lot of that stuff, but John Moxley is an amazing good wrestler. And an incredibly great talker. That's the thing. Like he's a great wrestler. He's a great talker. And there's a point when I really think that for the longest time, when like crap is going on in AEW, like really serious crap is going on in AEW, he carried that company on his back. CM Punk messed up. Here comes John Moxley. He's not taking vacation. He's coming back. Hangman Adam Page and the Bucks screwed up. Okay, well here's John Moxley to fix that. Yes, he does like a lot of that stuff. He does like to do a lot of like that style stuff. But he's a guy that can be a face of a company. He's a guy that can talk like Cody Rhodes.
That's what he is.
He's not
though. I like it. It's insane.
Good. He's good. Like that's the thing. It's like Brian Pillman. Is that you get like Brian Pillman's always Brian Pillman's nuts. He's crazy. What's this? Brian Pillman is totally batshit insane. But the thing was like Brian Pillman, much like John Moxley, knows how to work people. And like even to the point where it's like, God, is this guy lost it? But no, they're so good at it.
I've seen him. I've seen what he's like in person. It's exactly the same.
You've seen what he's like in person wrestling. Like Renee Paquette.
I've seen him in behind the scenes kind of talking, and he's crazy.
He's not crazy. Like where have you seen him behind the scenes talking where he's been crazy?
On Total Divas.
Oh yeah,
when he chased that guy, he was taking pictures and beat him up.
One, yes, I don't blame him there. But two, it's Total Divas, man. All this stuff is like, this is not. this is a reality show.
No,
you know,
none
this
of
is
that
a
was scripted.
quote unquote. Oh,
You
there's
tell me
some
that show was scripted.
Total Divas. Oh my god. Oh, scripted. So man, Total Divas. And what's the other one they did? The Total Bellas, whatever it
Total
was called.
Bellas, right?
Yeah.
They've got
I'm
another
not
one with Bianca Belair, haven't they? Montez Ford as well, what's having now.
People that should be Montez Ford. There's a guy who needs a belt. Some of the best characters do have a piece of themselves. They do. Like that's the thing. You have to take that wrestling ring side and you have to get it and you have to like just amplify it. That's what makes
Yeah.
the best wrestlers. You amplify like who you are. Like for instance, DX. Shawn Michaels comes out, that era Shawn Michaels, right? And he's like a total douchebag. And we all know, like behind the scenes, like at the time now, and I like Shawn Michaels as wrestler, stuff like that. He was a douchebag. But he had to amp up that douchebag to like an entertaining douchebag, as opposed to like, oh God, I don't want to be in the same room with this guy douchebag. Bret Hart, great wrestler. Man, he could be bland at times, right? So let's be honest, very bland. Like some of Bret Hart's promos are great. Some of Bret Hart's promos are like, all right,
Yeah,
it's gonna be this.
Go to sleep.
Gunther needs to beat Cody for that belt eventually in convincing fashion. I would not mind that actually. I'm okay with that. But here's the thing. This is WWE. And we need to find out where they're going to go with things right now. Because for the longest time, it was the Vinnie Mac show. And that got really, really bad, my friends. It got really, really bad. It got good for a while, then it got really bad. Super bad. Crazy bad. Insane bad. Bad.
I actually miss him. I actually miss him being behind the scenes.
I can honestly
many funny moments anymore.
But here's the thing: I can honestly say there's a whole ton of like female that don't miss having Vince McMahon behind the scenes. So I'm totally good with that. But God, I'm totally going heel today. It's like like
you are, and you're talking like you can't the promo.
Sadly, I talk like this in real life.
Oh.
Okay, where are we at? Okay, so but Cody is like literally what you would expect from WWE, right? You would expect from like it is like he's like literally, and he's. But is he this WWE? I think he's great, but
what you got to think is Cody, when he was originally in WWE, he was never going to be more than a mid-card guy. You know?
Yeah, I mean, he's gotten like, and he's gone that extra step to like to bring himself like literally when the Vince McMahon, like speaking of Vince McMahon, I hate talking about this, but when the Vince McMahon scandal went down, when they did that pay-per-view, and you know, as Sid Haig would say, when Triple H shit the bed, the one person, actually two people that really kind of like, but the one person that stood out that handled that media scrum insanely well was Cody. He knew how to handle. Yeah. He knew what to say. He knew how to handle it. It didn't seem out of place.
I don't even know why. I don't know why wrestling needs a media scrum anymore. Now it's like, why do you need that? Just have the show, end it, and go home.
AEW started in North America, and it totally worked out for them all the time. Never any back, but you know, anything. Everyone wrong in the AEW media scrum. Like
you got to love CM Punk.
Oh, obviously. Look at the name of my channel, man. I do gotta love CM Punk.
Well, eating donuts and drinking, and Tony Khan staring at him like.
It's. Do you think? When do you think he's coming back? When are we getting Punk?
Well, he's coming back on Monday.
Yeah, but do you think when are we getting him in the ring?
I think he'll be coming in the ring probably around February. So maybe I don't. What? So what's there now? Is it no? Because there ain't no way out anymore. Is this Fastlane in February, right?
I hate that title, but yeah, Fastlane.
It's the Fastlane and the Fastlane to WrestleMania. I said February. It's March, isn't it?
Real glass.
Like a year from now.
Crimea River, right? It's real glass, Crimea River.
Personally, I think all that was over exaggerated. I think Jack Perry made the right decision. I think he's in the best place he could be now in New Japan Pro Wrestling. And I think that he's going to be the next champion after CM Punk gets there. I think he's going to take it off him.
I think that, here's the thing. I think that Jack Perry, I think it was dumb, but I think it's going to work for Jack Perry now. It may have like totally messed him up if he hadn't done what he did. So great job with the Acolyte. The whole, what's he called? It's the Acolyte? It's like the scapegoat, right? Scapegoat Jack Perry.
Yeah.
But I think CM Punk was genius, and like, I'm really pissed off about this. And it wasn't like, I want to go to WWE. Because we know that's what it was. Like, we know. I'm sorry, we don't think that like after he went to WWE to see some of his friends and then came back to AEW, and things had changed with CM Punk at this point. He was like not the same. He had to come back to Collision. And he had a chance. He had one chance, man. One fucking chance. This is all you had to do. This is all. Tony Khan, man, you're not watching. But if you're watching, if you were watching, say for instance, you're in the washroom and like this accidentally comes on your screen. You get your phone. Dude. Oh, you only had to do one thing. See, wrestling isn't, it's not totally real. Like it's storyline stuff. So, but the work is real. It's hard. You can break your body. You can get killed in that ring. Here's the thing, though. People love beef. They love tea. Whole channels, whole YouTube channels about tea and drama and all that shit, right? You had it like built in. You had CM Punk. You had the Young Bucks. You had Kenny Omega hating each other. And you said, I'm not going to work with that. I'm going to put them on different shows. And I'm not going to have them allowed to talk about each other. Like, really, or do anything with each other. Right? Yeah. So you took your big money match. And maybe maybe the Young Bucks said they didn't want to work with CM Punk. And they said, okay, we're not going to work with CM Punk. You're the boss. So this is when you say, yes, you are. Or you're gone. And you can come back when you will. But here's the thing. If you're not going to work with them, or same if it went reverse, if CM Punk said, oh, I don't want to work with the Young Bucks, right? Like, if you don't want to work with them, that's great. But I'm going to let I'm going to take you off screen. And I'm going to let the person that you don't want to work with say as much crap about you as possible and call you down until you either leave the company or you decide, hey, I'm going to come back and work this angle and make my money off of it. Because you took the whole money and you just let the money go in the wind.
I mean, look at all the Edge and Matt Hardy stuff.
Yeah, and WWE did the right thing. I don't think that they totally did everything right with the whole thing. Like, obviously Edge was the big superstar of it, but they could have did a bit more with Matt.
And what about what do you call it? Test and Scott Steiner with Stacey Keibler when they fought over her. And then they got together and they both had that.
Yeah, that was thrilling television. I totally remember.
Big Papa Pump for a reason.
TNA, right?
The generic jackhammer.
Did you see the recent Wrestle Talk video where they talked about the top promos of all time? And of course, the pipe bomb was there for number one. For
Austin 316 must have been one.
It was in the top 10, yeah. But one person, Luke is a great dude, said, "Oh, Steiner math." As you know, it is a good promo because it's so bad. That's the idea behind Steiner math. See, I don't think pipe bomb is overrated. Pipe bomb is exactly what was needed when if you look back on it now, it may not hit you as hard, but when you're watching WWE at that period of time and you're so frustrated and you're so fed up because everything is just nobody's listening to you. You don't feel like anybody's listening to you. It totally sucks.
And guess
And all
what?
of a
He also
sudden,
thanks
comes out.
Paul Heyman in that pipe bomb. He thanks Paul Heyman.
He comes out, he sits down there, and he starts talking, and he says all the things you're thinking. He says all the stuff you're thinking, and he talks about people. He talks about Heyman, talks about people that aren't on the show. He talks about Colt Cabana. That ain't going to end well. But and it's like,
I personally think the one thing he didn't say in there was we need to get back. We need to get men's bra and panties matches. I feel like that would have been something he could have added in.
Well, you know, there's still time. He's coming back. All Out promo is better than All Out promo. Here's the thing: when CM Punk came back, when he initially came back, I'm not gonna lie, I was emotional. I was watching with my better half. We're watching AEW. What was it?
Yeah,
I got close. And that's not a lie. This is a wrestler I definitely look up to. I like what he does from ROH. So I can yell at him. Tell me, one of the don't worry, that's coming, dude. That is so coming. I mean that in the nicest, most sincere way. But yeah, it's a wrestler. Like, I followed in ROH. I remember Summer Punk. I was really big in Summer Punk type thing. LA Knight is fantastic. Screw David Meltzer.
Yeah.
David Meltzer said, and I'm not sure if you saw this in the or not, that LA Knight promos were really good, but now that The Rock is back, like LA Knight's promos are just light versions of what The Rock does. And I'm like,
well, he sounds like him and all, doesn't he?
No, it's LA Knight is more Stone Cold in a lot of ways.
He sounds like The Rock.
A better, at this point, a better version. Because you know what? The Rock, for me, I know that this is going to be like controversial, maybe controversial with you, because The Rock is going on there and saying like "F you" and all this type of stuff for the on Twitter and stuff, and I'm like, oh, man, you used to be talented. It's like going into, for me, The Rock's promos now are like, you get a guy going in there saying like, "Oh, look, I'm in Miami, the Dolphins suck." Great. It's great. It's cheap heat. The Rock is cheap heat right now.
Great. You know, we got to remember, he's like, you got to remember, he's like 53 years old now. I mean, imagine what you were like when you were like in your 20s wrestling to what you'd be like now, you know? And it's not that, I don't think it's that he's not talented anymore. It's just he's got to rely on the way he used to talk and that to sell, because otherwise people would go, why isn't he wrestling yet? Why hasn't he got in the ring? Why hasn't he done this? Why hasn't he done a rock bottom? Why hasn't he done the people's elbow?
I have no problem with that. I have a problem with the fact that I don't think that the writing of his promos is as good as the writing used to be. And he literally has the same, there's no excuse. He has the same writer. He brought back the guy that wrote his promos before to write his promos. He brought him in with him. That wrote some of the best Rock promos out there. That
I personally think.
And a guy not named Vince Russo, because let's be honest, early Rock promos were Vince Russo. People hate to know that, but it's the truth.
I personally think they need to make a new Rock shirt called "Mama's Gonna Get the Belt." You know, I've been quoting that to Donna, like, "Are you going to wear your belt?" And she goes, "No, I ain't got one." I go, "Good, because you're going to get the Rock's belt." It's hilarious. Did you know,
I was going to buy him an AEW belt, like one of those tie belts for fun. And she was, she got me into it. Like, she didn't watch WWE when we started like dating. We were watching TNA. Like, TNA was starting to get this like kind of a bit of resurgence.
That's a lie. You didn't watch TNA. You watched Impact.
Impact. It wasn't Cut Impact then. Cut Impact was Cut Impact later.
When was it? When did you start watching it?
We're talking about before Hogan.
Okay, so it was still TNA then.
Yeah, and then Hogan came into it, because I was into it, and then got into like TNA because I showed her some WWE stuff. She got extremely bored because it's slow. This is here's the thing. For those that like the wrestling rings, I'm going to guess you're a big wrestling fan. You're watching a lot of different stuff. Cinematech, you sound like you do.
I think that was the only name available. I think that was the only name available on YouTube at the time.
But here's the thing. The differences are there. Like WCW's wrestling was, when it was around, was like this: great undercard, really good mid card. The main events were usually pretty freaking horrible. WWE 1995 era, just before they kind of started coming to their own, to early 96, it's like, if you've got any type of job, are you a plumber? Are you a hockey player? Well, that's your wrestling character. That's exactly what it is.
Yes.
You're going to be you're the goon.
Like Jaws, we've been sick.
Hopper. Yeah, it's like, it was horrible. But then they got into, okay, let's do what WCW's doing. Or better yet, let's do what ECW is doing. Shane McMahon watched ECW. Shane McMahon was more influential around that period of time. And he was like, Dad, we got to do what this company's doing. They're going to take off. And also, let's steal the wrestlers. What happened afterwards is that Vince started to kind of put some money into ECW. And because of that, there became like a bit of a talent exchange. And to the point where Vince was getting the talent and they were getting the exchange. So here, we'll take Taz, you take Al Snow. Which worked out in the end, because Hal Snow did end up the head character. But initially it was like, hey, that's like asking, hey, we'll take RVD, you take Bob Sparky Plug Holly. Not Bob Holly or Hardcore Holly, Sparky Plug Holly. And we'll take him back when he gets
I still think the biggest mistake they didn't do was take the Sandman or Sabu.
I don't know.
I think Rob Van Dam was overrated compared to the Sandman. I mean, the Sandman had it all. He had strength, he had flexibility, he was hardcore, you name it.
He could walk to the ring slowly. He could drink beer. He could drink more beer.
Yeah, lay on the floor looking like he was wasted.
He could go to WCW and pretend he was your next door neighbor. A nice guy. And when that didn't work out, because this is what he did, guys. I'm not joking here. This is what happened. He did a whole friggin' skits of like the Sandman as just this regular, like, next door neighbor type of dude. And when that didn't work out, he became it's a little bit painful, but I'm going to get through this. Hardcore Hack.
Yes.
That was his name. That's what they called him.
And he'd come to the ring with barbed wire around him.
It sucked. Not barbed wire. Like, come to the ring with, like, WCW's version of barbed.
Yeah.
The non-barbed wire. With wire.
Ezekiel Jackson is the best ECW champion.
That's hilarious. Yeah. Does anybody actually remember Ezekiel Jackson? Like, for real? I remember Ezekiel from Madam Web better than I remember Ezekiel Jackson. And I probably will 2 years.
I remember him being basically what Big E became. That big guy. But was coming to the ring and that. But except Big E was a lot more talented.
Oh, yeah, Big E, way more talented. I mean, I hope Big E is able to come back. I don't know if he ever will be. That injury was really, really bad.
I think if he does, I think they should give him the title for 5 years.
I'll give the Roman Reigns.
Thank you. I think he should beat Roman Reigns. He's in the middle of the ring.
Give him Logan Paul. Logan Paul is going to be I hate saying this.
This world champion.
It's painful for me. Painful for me to say this. It's painful for anybody to say this that knows who Logan Paul is and what a jerk he is. He's talented, man. He's super talented.
I'm telling you, Logan Paul was going to win the Money in the Bank contract at the next Money in the Bank thing.
I think
he's going to cash it in, and he's going to probably get the World Heavyweight title, not the WWE title, because the guy is phenomenal in the ring for what how long he's been doing it.
But he's going to get in there, and after he gets the title, Malcolm, this is what's going to happen. He's going to the night after the pay-per-view, right? He comes in.
Yep.
And he's like, I don't want to call this this is not the world WWE title anymore. This is the Prime Championship.
Oh yeah, and get Prime Spinner belt.
Yeah, Prime.
With drink shooting out of it.
Like he comes down, he's
That
like
won't
throwing
surprise me.
primes. The audience, like there's a prime like logo mat. There's like a prime spinner belt going on. He's got a mascot maybe.
I always thought it was a little bit bad when they had the New Day throwing pancakes in the audience.
He's a great character. He plays up as a YouTuber. Yeah, he does. I'm like, it is good. It's really well done. Like Logan Paul is, this generation's the Miz. Miz, again, for those that know, just as a wrestler, Miz started out on a reality show called The Real World. And he was a fan of wrestling and used to do like promos like on The Real World and got really annoyed other people. But then he eventually got into wrestling. And he really did make his way up. He really is one of those guys that
he was trashed at the beginning. People were just treating him like a nothing. So he really earned it.
He did. Like that's a guy that came in and earned his place. And look who he's like. Look at who's married to now. Holy shit, she's hot as heck, man.
Yeah, he's got 2 kids of her, so who she gives out.
Maurice.
And she was in Playboy.
And she's Canadian. So it makes her even better. Like extra plus there.
She's French Canadian, isn't she?
Yeah. The most beautiful
women,
the most beautiful like Canadian women that I've ever seen in my life are usually French Canadian.
Well, you'll be able to determine that soon, because when you go over to France, we will see, is it French Canadian women or is it just French women?
French women. Like, here's the thing. I love like Montreal, like Plateau area. For those that have been in Montreal and know the Plateau area, know what I'm talking about. Shout out to the Plateau area of Montreal. Quebec, not so much. Plateau area, fantastic. But yeah, no, some of the most beautiful women I saw when I was in Canada was when I went to Montreal, or when I was living in Ottawa, and I would go through Montreal. But like still, that area, like Ontario as well. Like there's some beautiful women, like where I was from. Hell, Shannon Tweed is from my area. Shannon Tweed is Newfoundland.
Well, to counter that, Canada's some of the most ugliest women I've ever seen, right, are from the East End of London, and probably from what's that place called? I can't remember now. But the East End of London has some really ugly people. It's Alicia Cuthbert French Canadian. And that's a question until she got married to a hockey player. She could have done better, like me, for instance.
Alicia Cuthbert? No, she's not French. Oh,
yeah, I had a massive crush on her when I was younger.
She's from Calgary. I was going to look that up, then I realized, wait a second, I used to live in that area. Yeah, no, she's from Calgary. I'm pretty sure. You can look it up, but I'm pretty sure she's from she's from Alberta.
I loved Alicia Cuthbert back in the day. I thought she was incredibly beautiful. I thought she was talented. And then she just kind of disappeared for a while, and now she's on TV again.
As she should be. This clip of
I saw this.
I love this. This is so cool, actually.
I saw that. It's hilarious.
He knows how to get over. And there's the thing. This is why if I was younger and the ability to get like more buff, I would totally do the wrestling thing now.
Well, you'd be great as a wrestler.
I would be such. Of course, I'd be the good. Would I be a good guy or a heel though? There's the thing. I think like my.
I think you'd be a heel.
Me? I'm too sweet for that. Like I'm Canadian. We're all nice.
I think what we'd have is you would be like Gilbert against Goldberg.
Yeah, I would be your Spike Holly. Like I'd get tossed around.
I think that makes sense. I think you'd be that one who's thrown off the top ladder through the tables.
Oh, I would love that. Like people like look at me like I'm nuts, but trust me, guys. Young Aaron loved the hell out of that.
Well, guys, now you know, if we ever do a vlog together in person, like in London or that, I'll take Aaron to the top of a building and find him down the construction thing.
Well, what's going to happen is, since I'm a heel, I will let you take me to the top of the building. Then I will knock you off the construction thing. And I'll be like, oh, man, I'm really sorry. That was totally an accident. And then when you turn around and I hit you with the chair. Because, dude,
should be a tag team. What would you be?
You're a bigger dude than me. There's no way in hell I'm playing fair. I'm fighting dirty, Malcolm. I got to fight dirty. I'm not going to leave you.
Yeah, you got it, wouldn't you? I'll have jumped one arm. Boom,
see,
right through the glass.
Remember that, like, there's a match where the person said, I'm going to fight with one arm. I think it was like Vince McMahon against like Austin or something like that. And he had one arm.
It was against Austin, yeah.
And I'm like, should be a tag team. What would your theme song be? Well, it would start out with something that Malcolm thinks is our theme song. Then it would automatically change to Call to Personality. And then I turn on.
I did say
yes.
Aaron would be like Goldberg, the Goldberg knockoff.
Involved in the business as an authority figure. He can't wrestle.
Well, you know what? Do you know you could learn from Paul Heyman?
There you go. No, actually, in all honesty, yeah, I'd be a manager. Look at my slick hat on. I'd be like a whole jive soul bro.
Yeah, you look like you'd be basically like the Wyatt family's grandpa, in the background.
I'm a good mouthpiece. Like, at the end of the day, here's the thing. Here's the honesty. Here's the truth. I can talk. Like, as a guy that grew up with the inability to speak, people forget this. Like, and I've said this on camera before. For a long time, I couldn't talk. I stuttered. Like, the reality of things. Like, here we get all serious now for 1 second. And hit grade 4, and I meet this teacher. She teaches me how to talk. Basically, teach me not to stutter.
Hands on, was she?
She was pregnant, having her first kid.
Hands on.
And she saw this little kid that couldn't speak, that was shy, and was super like quiet and didn't talk because basically I couldn't get words out. And she decided to like take a chance and see, like, okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to, take this kid under my wing, let him, give him some confidence, let him talk. And that's where I got into acting. That's where I got into speech, into debate. That's where I got into all that stuff. And nowadays, for good or bad, if you don't like the ability to not shut up, I did actually.
Can you guys hear me or my frozen?
I can speak because of her, and I really, truly, like, in all seriousness, that's why I love teachers. Let me see if I can find a picture of me with my head. Like, I think I've shown Malcolm. I used to have my head shaved. For 8 years, I shaved my head. Goatee. When I met Hind, I had my head shaved, had a goatee, I was wearing a Honda like motorcycle jacket, which is, obviously what you think about when you look at me now. The softy that I am. 6 cats sitting at home, relaxing. Did we lose Malcolm again? Malcolm. Am I here? I think we lost Malcolm again, guys. We've got to wait for Malcolm to come back. So what was I like with the shaved head? Not the best. Hind will never let me shave my head again, too, I'm sure now. Because we had that conversation. And I kid you not. Like, where I'm like, hey, Hind, maybe I should shave my head again. Because I shaved my head for 8 years. Along the times like, hey, you know what? With my head shaved, maybe my hair will grow back even thicker. Doesn't work, guys. Does not work. There we go. I'm looking for a shaved head picture, Malcolm.
What, of yourself?
Oh, yeah. Look, I have a shave for, like, people, like, they used to shave your head. I'm like, yeah, well, kind of did.
There is one of you, I've seen. The one where you wear that thing in the black suit with the blue tie.
Oh, the one with the family reunion picture. I'm literally going back. Malcolm is, I swear Malcolm is stuck in the negative zone. Like today, it's the phantom zone. Like, dude, are you stuck? Is this like, are you stuck in the phantom zone? Is that what's going on? As I'm going back to these pictures, I'm like, Hind has so many nice pictures, and I have so few nice pictures.
Oh, what's going on? Hello.
No, it's not totally shaved right there, but there you go. This picture me with my head kind of shaved. That was me, guys. So there you go. That's kind of what I look like, my head shape. Or with my head totally shaved. Just a t-shirt I had. So yeah, I did. Man, I wore a lot of black back then. Dude, you're having such issues today. I found the one, this one, you know.
Yeah, that one there. Oh, there it is.
Actually, freaking love it. Oh, you found it?
I did.
That's a different one. And then I found the one that I think that most people have seen. Is this one, which is probably more what I look like for that.
Oh, there he is. Wow, you look scary in the last one. That's the comment we got.
I love that jacket.
Ooh.
Looks scary.
Full hair suit show.
Ooh. See, you should tell that to my better half, because every time I say I want to, she's like, no, no. Can't.
You got Mr. Hughes cosplay, Gina. That sounds cool.
But yeah, no, it's like for 8 years I shaved my head. Yes, I do.
He does.
I had like I'm not sure, probably a stud at that point. It was just a stud. I had like a hoop thing, and I used to have like this kind of like a stud. I had like a regular gold stud and kind of like a diamond stud. Everything but shaving the beard. No. I did. I do. And then I realized the vacuumless of space that is my lack of chin is the reason that I keep my beard cinematic. I will shave this beard down, obviously, and it goes down to like I'm like a day or two away from getting this like really shaved down, because this is annoying. I've been growing, like I've had a beard like on and off like since about maybe 17, 18. So I've always been able to grow beards, and it always grows fast. If only the hair on my head would grow like the hair on my face, that'd be awesome. It'd be awesome. I'd love it.
That would be awesome, wouldn't it?
But alas, 'tis not meant to be, Malcolm. We do not live at a time when our hair can grow like that anymore. Unless, was that you?
Yeah.
Gee, you do look like a pit bull number like.
I know, don't I?
Yeah.
What do
you know half the time of the day, like gleaming, I have to go on like after every time I freaking drink, I'm like, okay, I finished my drink. I got to go wash my mustache now. Just smile in photos. We're too tough for that.
Yeah, we're too tough. Got business
to
do.
Gray brothers, right, man?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, in your case, being the bald one's being a Mitchell brother.
Mitchell brother, yeah. Actually, that we could. So that it means you're Phil and I'm Grant.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm the good-looking Mitchell brother.
You're the good-looking one, but I'm the long-lasting one.
Long last. Yeah. And how's that worked out for Phil Mitchell recently? Well, he gets all the girls. Let's not.
True,
yeah.
but he looks haggard, doesn't he now?
But yeah, it's been
You're
years.
right though about the mustache and drinking. Whenever I drink water like this, it gets all wet up here.
Oh, tea, man, it's the killer thing for me. Like, because then afterwards, especially at sweet tea, you have the white tea, and you go in afterwards, you clean your mustache and your beard for forever. Don't save November. Smart.
I offered to do the No Shave November, but they didn't like the idea of it being my nuts instead. So,
are you trying to get a deal, a sponsorship with with that? What do they call it again? The company that does like the
shaving thing.
Yeah,
what are they called?
God,
I see them everywhere.
Had it right in the tip of
my... I see them everywhere. What are they called?
Come on, guys. Come on. You guys know this. You've seen this one. It's almost you see it almost as many times as like Raid Shadow Legends.
They're going about the what's it called? Dollar Shave Club.
No, not Dollar Shave Club.
No, it's
Can you imagine? Holy crap. That would be painful. Dollar Shave Club down there? Are you serious? No. Good one, though. What are they called?
Oh, what are they called? Manscaped.
Thank you. Yes, Manscaped.
That's it, Manscaped.
Obviously, we want to get a Manscaped promotion when we get our podcast.
Yeah, they get one of them.
We gotta get.
We're gonna get that. That's gonna be our first big sponsor.
Well, what we'll be doing a podcast, and we're saying, well, now that our Manscaped is our promotion, we're going to do the podcast while manscaping. So there you go.
I'll just and I'll just shave. I'll just prove how good their shave is live on the stream.
Can you imagine? I would. If you give me that manscaping money, yeah, hell yes, I will freaking manscape. Like what's a podcast? You're only hearing us anyway. So
I'll be honest. I'll be honest with you. I don't get why people shave that area.
I know.
I had a friend who told me. They shaved down there, and I said to him, when your girlfriend goes down there, does she look up at you like she's looking at a baby's balls or something? I mean, come on. Come on.
We should keep this for a Patreon because I would like to have a conversation with this. Actually, we're doing a Patreon one. We're going to talk about this, by the way, in the Patreon. So for those
who don't know,
shaved balls, it'll be fun. It'll make for a good concept. Like it's always be part of something. Like I'm out. Like Malcolm knows, I'm always thinking when it comes to stuff. I'm going to purchase a film print tomorrow. Which one are you getting?
Oh my word!
I think it's going to be.
You better make sure that it's not got bad damage to it.
Is it going to be like an early ECW pay-per-view? Is that what's going to be?
Or it could be that Paul Heyman documentary.
No. What's it going to be? Paul Heyman. Kind of interested. I want to know what's going to be. It's going to be something classic. I'm going to guess it's a Western because Gino's like a big Western guy. And by the way, he's got a good Western show on his channel, which I recommend you check out.
Actually, talk about that. Sunset Cuddy. All right. Brilliant show. Brilliant atmosphere. Watched the whole thing. Just over an hour, I think it was.
Yeah. Right, Rogers.
It's not that long either, guys.
Good intro with some great information at the beginning of it.
I still think, Gino, you should have ridden in on a horse, though.
I forgot this was tomorrow. On a hobby horse.
Oh.
That would be me. That I would totally do that. Malcolm knows me enough to know that if I was doing this, I'd have like this big cowboy hat. I'd have a hobby horse, stick hobby horse. I'd be coming in with like with the whole yeehaw. I would totally do that. Santa Fe Saddlemates starring Sunset Carson. Oh, nice. 60mm print. Oh. A nice piece of your collection.
Sunset Carson. That's a joke, by the way. I know Sunset Carson is. I'm just joking. Well, that's awesome. I think that's awesome. My cousin collects a lot of prints. He's got a full thing of Ghostbusters and all those type of ones. And for me, I feel like they just take up so much room.
I almost bought the film for what was brain no work.
$30.
Chopping Mall. I'm a spot shopping mall.
Oh, that would have been a good one.
Well, at the time I was trying to negotiate the rights for shopping mall, because I wanted to start a VHS kind of label.
What,
And
a boutique label?
yeah, well, before boutique
Holy
labels.
moly, imagine if you had it done.
I was working on the rights for shopping mall. That's why I was trying really hard to get the rights for shopping mall. And one of the things you had to do to get the rights was you had to get like the print, like the actual print. And I wanted to start my label with shopping mall, and I wanted to go from there, like to focus on a lot of like 80s slasher horror and like Italian stuff I'd grown up with, Italian stuff like that.
Do you know, I talked at one point with my friend, you know Alex.
Yeah.
Trinder. We spoke at one point about starting our own boutique label. And I was like, this could be quite exciting if we do it properly. But it kind of cooled down after all, because you've got to think about the realistic side of it. You've got to invest, you've got to...
There's only so much money out there you can get.
Exactly. And over here, they'd be really funny about it if I was like, what I should do is I should get all this really inappropriate media and just ship it directly to you over there so you get caught with it.
What's all these
just like the most, just like all this really crazy stuff.
What are all these Stephen Jeffries films? This isn't Fright Night. What the hell is this? Look it up, guys, but not on a public computer.
No.
Stephen Jeffries.
Shopping mall is very underrated, if you ask me.
I think it really is, actually. Obviously, I did think it was, because I really was like legit going to start a company with it. I ended up moving.
I would love a proper collector's edition and that, like proper collector's edition.
I think Vestron did a pretty good job of it.
Yeah, I mean, for a simple release, sure, but I mean, like like proper like rigid box with like all the trimmings.
I went the hard box with the poster and the book, and
yeah,
maybe
talk about that. I got Possessor and Green Room yesterday. They turned up from second sight.
I'm not sold on Possessor. Like, did you buy the standard or the limited edition?
Limited.
A standard was good. A standard was good enough, I tell you. It's not friggin' murder. It's not inside.
I agree to a degree, but I had to get. I just like the way they look.
They look amazing, but that's the thing. Like, you could get like another even more amazing, like with that.
Well, you think about it, the standard was $24.99 each, which I think is overpriced anyway. I think something like that should be $20 when it first comes out. But and technically I could have got one more movie or maybe even two for the price of those two. So you're right.
Like, for me, like I'm a bit of a hypocrite, but like I'm picking a movie that I want. But 9 times out of 10, if I walk into Medellina and the limited edition Inside is there, I'm probably going to grab them.
But we haven't heard of Metalina. What is Metalina? Because we haven't heard about that for a while.
I know, it's like it's new. It's never been said on my channel before. But for those that have not been here, for those in the cheap seats that are new to the channel, I'm going to Paris for my birthday. I'm able to buy physical media because I live in a country that does not have physical media. So you want to help out, buy me a coffee. Buy me a few coffees. Get me caffeinated. And I'll get a movie and I'll dedicate it to you guys.
He'll dedicate it while sending you an 8x10 nude of him on his crutch.
Malcolm. Obviously, I'm dedicating.
And you'll have a little sign above it, like a little sign flapped over it saying, I love whoever paid for it. And there'll be like a little gif of it going.
It's like a carry-on thing, man. It seems like a carry-on thing. With this nose, I could be Sid James. I got the
maybe you got the Sid James laugh. That's the question.
I got the Sid James nose.
So you're going to be like Roger from American Dad, where you just are that person.
Can't help it, man. It just is. But yes, no. Anyway, I'm going there. You can help if you want to. If you don't want to, it's okay. You just enjoy the video. But I want to thank the people that have helped out, and obviously, that's Malcolm right there, the guy that I can actually say, like, really, like, truly, like, awesome. Cinematech, very first person to come on to my Buy Me Coffee. We got Chad, we got John, 4 people in total, and 4 amazing people that thank you so much.
Oh, whoever John is, thank you for the lovely comment you said.
Yeah. Now I got to get all serious again. Since this is sort of wrestling, we're still kind of talking wrestling. We're talking movies, talking wrestling. This is No Name Wrestling Podcast that swerved off the curb, over the edge, onto the corner, into the ditch, back out again. The car exploded. We escaped. We got away. It exploded again, a little bit closer to us. We moved away from there. We're like, thank God we're safe. A boulder came down,
Yes.
just missed us. Oh my! It's like a Wile E. Coyote movie. With that being said, WrestleMania. Are you excited?
Ooh.
Are you excited for WrestleMania?
I'm excited. I just wish it was on one day. I hate these 2-day event ones.
I think that the best match at WrestleMania is the obvious one that they haven't announced yet, and it's going to have like Gilbert.
Oh, so you're going to be in it?
Oh, totally, man. No. I'm going to beat up Gilbert. I'm going to take his place. You know how? Actually, I'm kind of curious. So, how tall is Gilbert? The wrestler.
He still wrestles. He still wrestles on the indies.
Because the thing is,
like, you know, low indies.
Just because like he's in his 60s, right?
Yeah, I think he is now. Yeah, because he was older doing that run. We looked at it.
Dude is 6 feet tall. He's not short.
Whoa, 6'4"? He didn't look 6 foot.
No, he's got like a thing. He's got the small. Here's the thing: you're in a profession where there's a ton of people,
bigger guys
that are massive. They're 6'4", 6'8", 6'7" type thing, and sometimes people that are shorter than you, but they may have just
they're more muscular.
Yeah, it's just the way they just frame us. And Gilbert was actually like guy talent. It just like that was thing. It's a comedy act. That's what he did, and he did it well. Brooklyn Brawler, one of those guys. Another one of those guys. You know, he had talent.
Yep.
He was a job.
Brother Love.
He kissed McMahon's
Brother
ass.
Love, he was talented.
He was a great butt kisser, but he was very talented when it comes to on the mic. Man,
people always forget that Brother Love was Dante's first manager.
Yeah, we try to forget. He wasn't really though. No. Wasn't. Hold on. Sort of his first. Because didn't like Man Down a Man bring him in during like Survivor Series?
Yeah, but Brother Love was with him.
Yeah. I love you. Remember that?
Yeah, I used to love that. I love it when they brought him back. You know, I think it was like in 2010 with that Undertaker party, and Undertaker just like slammed him like "screw you," basically.
His brother was a talented wrestler, though, Dr. Tom Pritchard.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna rapid fire. I'm gonna read out a match. You're gonna tell me the winner. All right.
Okay.
Here we go.
All right.
Logan Paul versus Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens, triple threat match for the WWE United States Championship.
Kevin Owens.
Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso.
Ooh, Jimmy.
LA Knight versus AJ Styles.
LA Knight.
Got to get faster. No thinking.
All
right. Judgment Day versus DIY versus Awesome Truth versus New Day.
DIY.
Versus 2 teams to be determined. We'll still go with DIY. Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch.
Gunther versus Sami Zayn.
Gunther.
Io Sky versus Bayley.
Bayley.
Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes.
Roman Reigns.
Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre.
Roman Reigns and Roman Reigns and The Rock versus Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes.
Roman Reigns and The Rock.
I agree with most of those. I think that Logan Paul wins. I think Jey Uso wins. I think LA Knight wins because AJ Styles takes some time off. I think that I want Judgment DIY to win, but I think they might give it to Judgment Day just because, Damian Priest has gotten kind of screwed over with that.
It's not just like they're building a story, aren't they?
Yeah.
Between them arguing.
Gunther for sure. Rhea, Becky. I don't know. I still think that Rhea's got a little bit of time on it. I think Bayley is 100% going to get it. I think that Cody is, and because they're going to move Roman into Roman versus Rock for next year, and the Rock's going to go off and not do anything, and then he's going to come back.
Yeah, because take time away soon, don't they?
And I think Drew, because Seth needs some rest, man. Seth needs some rest.
Well, I think what's going to happen is I think Bayley's going to win, and then we're going to hear music, and it's going to be the Bella Twins, and they're going to come down, and they're going to pin Bayley, and they're both going to have half a championship each, like Lady and Michelle McCall did.
For a second, I thought you were going to say they're going to HLA. For those that watch wrestling, and remember that you've got 3 minutes to figure out what HLA is, and then you got another 3 minutes.
What I want is them to bring the bra and panties matches back.
Good luck, man. You're not getting that. Didn't you literally on our last podcast say that you didn't like the fact that female wrestlers are being objectified so much recently? I'm literally giving you your words, whereas I was like, I like those things.
I can change your mind depending on the day.
What do you say?
I say I can change your mind depending on the day.
That's true. And I didn't mind. I used to like in the games when they have the matches in the games. They're like crap matches.
I used to love that when they roll off in the corner, like all this. It was brilliant.
It was, I know it was a different. It was, the only thing I find hard watching, going back to the Attitude Era, what I think ruins the match for me, literally does, the King talking.
Oh yeah, puppies. Oh,
yeah. What kills me is what I get it when it's one of those matches type things, but when it's a serious match, and if you're saying good wrestling, like Lita and Trish are fighting, that's actually good wrestling, and he's still going on about she used to wear a thong, man. She used to wear a thong. Shut up.
I love a bit where Joe would go, just shut up, you. And he'd go, no, you shut up. Look at that thong. Or when he'd be in the ring and they'd be doing those bikini things, he'd be jumping up and down. And
he'd be on a watch list today, for crying out loud. He'd be on some freaking watch.
I mean, his legacy should have been just Memphis. But nope, now it's him looking at the puppies.
Memphis was great. He did some great stuff in Memphis, man. The stuff with he did. There was his heel work, over there, and in this heel work, even with Gino's gonna love this. Gino, you'll love this, man. Memphis wrestling, old school, right? Old school wrestling. So his work in ECW, because Jerry Lawler worked as a heel in ECW, where he would go on, and he would be like, I don't like this here. This is just tables and thumbtacks and stuff like that. Well, he knew it wasn't. But the idea was we got him over all there, made it oh, look at you hardcore wrestlers, all this type of stuff. But that was cool. Vince McMahon and Jesse the Body Ventura are the best announcers.
I disagree. I think the best announced team ever was Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby the Brain Heenan.
They were really good. Gordon Solly was amazing too. I love Gordon Solly.
Gordon Solly was brilliant in NWA, yeah.
I loved what I liked? This is going to be really controversial, and I'm not even joking here. TNA. Oh God, what's his
Don
name?
West?
Yes, freaking love Don West. He was a better version of the King. There was Don West and Mike Tenay, and Mike Tenay knows his stuff, right? He knows his wrestling, so he's talking wrestling, and it's real, and he's literally giving it. He's got the mind, right? So he's doing stuff, and Don West is so excited. Of course, I love Gordon Sullivan. Courtside is a classic. Where we disagree is UWF because there ain't enough cocaine for that.
Oh.
No, but like do try. But I actually have UWF. I don't have them now, but I had like.
Do you remember Don West brown bag specials?
Oh, is that when they used to get like you wouldn't know what you were going to get like on the TNA?
Yeah,
like
you'd have like 8 DVDs and that in it.
Oh yeah, I always wanted to get that, but I never did.
I did. Like, I got a few of them, and
did you
they
really?
didn't turn up in brown bags; they turned up in blue bags. I was like, they were all right, but the thing is, those type of things are only good if you haven't got any of the DVDs.
Did you get TNA our first year, like the first year?
Yeah,
that's such a good one. That is such. I was hoping to do that for.
At one point, I had the whole TNA DVD collection, every single one, and then I sold it when we moved.
Oh, they had such good ones. Raven Nevermore was really good.
Yeah.
Like they had like so much. People, guys, like early TNA, like Gino, you would like early TNA stuff. They had like some very seriously great wrestling there. That's where a lot of the great wrestlers come. AJ Styles comes from. This is where we got like
Skipper.
That match, that 6 sides of steel match, where a massively tall, like look it up, guys. Not right now. Watch this video now. Look it up later. Felix Skipper is like literally walking across the top of that steel cage.
Yeah. It does a whole corona, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's insane. Yeah. It is so good. I'm like,
That's probably one of the most famous moments in TNA history.
Definitely. One of the least famous moments. Hey, here, Abyss, take my WWE Hall of Fame ring. It'll make you a superhero. But no, the early years of TNA, the 6 sides of steel, the early stuff was really, really good.
I miss the old TNA. The old TNA was fantastic. And a fantastic roster and everything.
In between stuff like the Flying Elvises in the first episode. And great wrestling, but horrible gimmick.
Do you remember Monty Brown?
The guy that should have been a superstar, but it wasn't because of.
But then went to WWE and became a joke.
Him and Chris Harris, both of them did. And remember when Sonny Siaki was there?
Yeah, do you remember who Chris Harris played? Do you remember what his name was in WWE when he went?
What was his name?
Braden Walker. Braden Walker.
Why? Is that his real name?
Because no,
if not,
I don't know. But I just know they call him Braden Walker, and there's a video online talking about the Braden Walker career, and it's only 3 episodes of like 3 matches. It's such a great video.
I gotta look. I want to see if Chris Harris. I want to see if Chris Harris is real name or Christopher Eric Harris. What the hell did Braden Walker come from? He's a Wildcat, right? One of the greatest matches, one of the greatest champions of all time from WCW has to be David Arquette. Oh, man,
he deserved that more than anyone. I tell you.
I knew.
You know what? I still think they should have won a pod stick on a pole match.
David Arquette didn't want it. Do you know that wasn't Vince Russo's idea? Everybody thinks it's Vince Russo's idea. It wasn't. Do you know whose idea David Arquette being champion was?
I know exactly whose idea it is.
Tony Schiavone. David Arquette said no.
That bastard.
Now, that being said, Vince Russo was the hit writer, so he could have said no. But
Tony Schiavone. Now, you know, what's his problem? I remember back in the WCW days, he was like this really cool dude, and he was there, Bobby the Brain, and you're like, yeah, Mike Tenay and that. And then you look at him now, and you're like, what's happened to you, you bum? You want to keep on having a go? You know, like, he needs to retire.
I like Tony Schiavone. Tony Schiavone's good. You know what? Tony Schiavone is really good, though? Like, 10-minute heel Tony Schiavone that came in TNA for like an episode or 2. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
When they're going to try to make heel Tony Schiavone thing, and he comes in, he's just wearing regular clothes, and he's cutting a promo that Vince Russo obviously wrote. You can tell a Vince Russo promo because, okay, yo, bro. So So, bro, what we're gonna do is we're gonna have you talk about stuff that nobody's gonna understand. But because it's backstage stuff, bro, because it's locker stuff, because if you read all the wrestling dirt sheets, bro, and you're online all the time and you're backstage, they'll understand it, bro. They'll get it, bro. So trust me, bro. This will work. This will be good, bro.
You know, I'm going to be honest here. I think AEW need to replace their, announcers and their commentary team with Ric Flair,
Me and you.
Hulk Hogan. They need to get Vince McMahon back. Just put him on the live from the cell, and you're going to get a good one.
What you need to do is get the guy that played Ric Flair in Iron Claw. What were they thinking?
Everybody knows the best Ric Flair of all time. The best period of Ric Flair was the bit where he used to kept looking like he was really angry when he was in Evolution with people and start elbowing the floor. That's the best Ric Flair.
I see.
We just get up and do those knee drops and everything.
I remember
that Impact thing with Ric
Flair flop. The flop. Where he just kind of he gets hit and he just like bams down. Literally, like it's stolen from Greg the Hammer Valentine. Let's not like mince any words about that. Greg Valentine did it first. He did it better, right? But like he made it his own. Like just. But
does anybody remember the most boring Canadian wrestler of all time? Dino Bravo.
Oh, come on. Dino Bravo had some good stuff.
He was so boring. He had no personality. He just walks on the ring and you'd be like, oh, God.
Did you not see
boring.
Dino Bravo's amazing blonde hair?
Yes. And that makes him a good wrestler, does it?
It totally did. Do you know Dino Bravo, for those who don't know, was a big wrestler during the rock and wrestling days of wrestling. He was murdered, actually. His murder was never solved.
No good.
There was.
They reckon he owed money, didn't they? Because he stole money from the mob.
I think it's, we don't know. Maybe he was trying to work an undercover because he's Dino Bravo, one of the strongest men of all time. Actually, I was a Dino Bravo mark, actually. But I also like Hercules Hernandez.
No.
Remember Hercules? So for guys that don't know,
Hercules.
Gino might know this.
Oh, you're talking about Romeo and Hercules?
Like Hercules Hernandez, we wear the big chains to the ring.
Yeah, Romeo and Hercules, yeah.
Yeah. And I was such a fan. I always thought he could do more. Jimmy King and Diamond Dallas and ready to run. Diamond Dallas Page is so good. Like, what a talker, man.
Especially because he started late as well.
I want to know. I want to be a fly on the wall of WWE creative. Who's we're like,
oh, balloons.
Apparently somebody else wants me to be too, something like exciting. I want to be like W Creative is like there.
Pennywise is in the house.
So we got a great talker, and he's a really good, and he can do like this. He's actually can pull off really good matches. He got a good match out of Goldberg when nobody else could. Goldberg's best match, WCW, Diamond Dallas Page. Go check it out. I kid you not, it really is. Why don't we? What are we
doing? 5-second squash he did.
Diamond Dallas Page, great match, basically. But why don't we take him, put him under a fucking mask, make him stalk the Undertaker's wife, and that's a perfect way to bring in fan favorite Diamond Dallas Page.
I like Stalker Page.
Rock think of that because he didn't like the People's Champion thing. Like who thought of this? Who thought this was a good idea? I know who doesn't think it's a good idea now. Undertaker, because that's around the time Undertaker said, Sarah, she's the one. She's so much the one. I'm gonna get her name painfully tattooed across my throat. That worked out.
That was a big mistake.
Nothing. No problems with that. No issues with that. Never get so much name tattooed on you, unless it's your kid. Okay, guys. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I love Hind. No Hind tattoos coming on me.
My mum, she always wanted to put a tattoo of your name on her backside, like just your name, kind of like,
Actually, that's kind of
clever. And then bet people. But I've got your name on my back.
First thought that you're saying my name. I'm like, yeah, all the ladies on my name on there.
Oh, that'd be a nightmare, wouldn't it? Oh, thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Oh, there we go.
What's calls in these?
We're slowly getting these out, man. We'll get these out. So let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna try some. I'm gonna try some random movements. Do I have tattoos? No, there's one I'm looking at getting, but I don't. Do you have any tattoos, Malcolm?
No, I believe in keeping the body pure. Actually, that's a lie because I'm overweight. So, no, but I mean, I pure in the sense that I don't want it to be damaged by tattoos that might end up, getting funny later on when I get older and stuff like that. It's not something I'm against. It's just something that's not for me. The one thing I would have had tattooed if I could have, if I was super fit, like a six-pack and everything, I'd have got tattooed the dragon across my chest and back.
Over the years, there's been two tattoos I want to get. One is of a phoenix because there's personal reasons for it. Like extremely personal.
Because you're a big fan of Phoenix Resale.
No, that's totally it. The other one was dice, and it was going to be surrounded with the words Jacta alias on it, which is what was what Caesar said before I went into battle, the dice cast.
Wow.
So yeah, again, personal reasons.
So what made you? Why would you want them on you?
The Phoenix one, I'd rather not say on camera. But the Caesar one was just if you know me, like you know me, sure. It makes sense. You know me.
Okay. I just want to ask for the viewers, the chat.
Yeah, basically, I went through some hard times over my life, and it was a way of like kind of just kind of grounding me and basically saying, okay, no matter what, you get through.
Yeah.
Dark, man. It got really dark for a second.
It got really dark.
Really dark.
If I could have back in the day, I would have got a tattoo of a dragon across my back and chest, like the Yakuza do. I've always wanted that.
Movies from Midnight Channel. Check it out, guys. I think what you need to get to, you got to you got a tramp stamp, like me, with his hat on.
What? What?
Do you ever see what was that show? Remember Peep Show? Remember Peep Show? You watch Peep Show, right?
Oh yeah, Peep Show, yeah.
When he was going to get a tattoo of himself, double me.
That's such a great show. It just didn't end well.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. And we're talking about that actually the other day. I was like, so many shows that start great, and they all like crappy endings. Yeah. Peep Show just
especially for that. I remember they were like the 9th series is going to have a good ending, and the ending is just nothing.
It should have ended up with Olivia Colman. You should have ended up with Olivia Colman.
She got big at that point, though, didn't she? She was big at that point.
This thing ended when they're together, but not a happy ending, because Peep Show didn't need that. Like he needed to be miserable.
Yeah,
he needed to get what he wanted and realize that what he wanted sucks, but he's stuck. That was perfect for Only Fools and Horses. That when he becomes rich and he faints, bam, that's where it ends right there.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's weird when they just keep bringing them on because they just ruin it.
Well, they do that with a lot of shows. That's it. That's why if we ever end doing if we do an amazing podcast, a movie podcast, something like that, we got to think of if we're ending it at some point, we got to think the perfect ending, big explosion, something like that. We're fighting with boom. We're fighting with lightsabers. I mean, you're in the ring.
Well, what we need to do, right, if we do that, is because people will be listening mostly on earphones, we need to just ram up the volume, so they go ah, and they go, oh, glad it got an effect out of you.
Or you mean like the way some of my episodes were before I figured out how to use the volume on some of these damn things?
Yeah.
Some of my pre-tapes. And a couple of like pre-tapes where it's like people are listening to it. I'm like, oh, this, I better turn it up. The sounds kind of low. They turn it up, and then the entrance, my entrance starts, and it's like blasting. They're like, motherfucker.
Well, that happens to me all the time because Donna needs hearing aids, right? Yeah. So when she puts these in, when she watches something on the computer, she puts it full volume. If I don't pay attention to it, I put some because it goes straight my thing.
I definitely 100%. I'm gonna have hearing aids in the future, and I am. I can definitely tell it now. Listen, way too much. Obviously, way too much the devil's music when I was a kid, Marco. way too much the devil's music. Way too much rock and roll all night and party every day.
Do you ever get whooshing in your ears?
You mean like water? Like my?
No, you know that.
Yes.
In your ear.
Yeah.
Because lately I've been getting it in this ear, and it's really bad. Like to the point where sometimes, like if you notice, I ain't got one of my earpods in. I've got the only other one in. Because when I have it in this one, it goes.
It's like drinking water. It's like
yeah. While I'm talking, so sometimes I can't hear something. That's why sometimes I'm like, "Oh, what was that?" Because the way
I live like that. I have that all the time. So that's how I know my hearing's going. So like sometimes like it's a couple times before here, or sometimes like it'll seem like I'm interrupting you with certain things, but I haven't heard you. And other times just I'm ignorant.
What it is, and they give you a signal. What's that?
Signal. Something like it's
yeah, that kind of signal, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
what was
dear.
I had planned to like go through some ECW pay-per-views just for fun. Like but we've done so much. And I kind of want to talk about some other stuff. But I'm trying to keep this on wrestling, but I'm getting so many other things in my mind, man.
So what do you want to do?
Jimmy Neutron is like blast. And then it all goes. It's like I'm getting so many things in my mind, and my mind goes blank. It's like that person. My God, I have so many ideas. All right, kid. Here's your chance. What's your ideas? I got nothing. I got nothing. Well, you had your chance, kid.
So so this is like half no name wrestling podcast and half whatever.
Half of like this is, it is what it is.
It is what it is, and what it is.
Down that dark alleyway. You're going down that dark alleyway. You're going around that corner. You hear some wrestling. You hear some wrestling going on. You follow it. Hear that noise. You see some Okada. You see some Will Ospreay. You're looking at some wrestling stuff. Then all of a sudden you turn a corner. There's some porn.
That's it.
A couple really bad dad jokes. Some movies. Do I think Sting will come back to W2K25? No, I do not. I think Sting got screwed over so bad. Even like for a wrestling game, I don't think he'll come back. Which is sad because I would love to see him in a WWE wrestling game, but
his moves are in it though.
Oh yeah, like the only way you get Sting is if you get like cred wrestler. Then there's some really great cred wrestlers out there, characters. I don't like the fact that they've taken some of the move sets and like some of the bonus stuff and put it hidden in my faction, and you got to unlock the faction. That kind of sucks. I
want Beetlejuice to be in it. Not Beetlejuice as in Michael Keaton, but actual Beetlejuice. I want him to be in it. I love that guy. That guy to me is what Dino Bravo was to you. In fact, they're very similar.
Yeah, Beetlejuice is not as good. Dino Bravo had a big like barrel chest. It was like look at those muscles that he had.
Okay, so let me get this right. You were a massive fan of Mark of his, right? Because he had a big barrel chest.
obviously, like what people don't realize, it's like around 10 years ago, I had like the physique of Dino Bravo, right? So I was going around and I had this barrel chest. I'm like, that's way too much muscle. I need to hide it behind the belly. I can't lie. I'm done with this. I'm just way too ripped. I'm way too ripped.
There you go.
Right. So I made that.
The reason that one's always live is because it's hiding behind CGI.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like if I open my chest and you see like open up my shirt and you see like this ripped chest and this like barrel thing. I actually legitimately around like 2 weeks ago I was making a video, and for a laugh, for comedy, what I was gonna do, so I was gonna start the video. So I was wearing, I think I had on like, that was a shirt. I had on a shirt and I hadn't buttoned it up yet. And I was gonna change it to a t-shirt for the video. So I'm gonna start this video, like I was gonna be a pretty video. I'm gonna start this video with the open shirt, and then I'm gonna walk off screen and come back on with the t-shirt. Which I thought would have been hilarious, but I'm like, no, I'm not gonna subject my.
Well, my banner on my channel has hair sticking out, right? Because when I used to do my channel back in the day when I first started, my shirt's always a little bit bigger, so you could always see the hair sticking out. It was always funny.
I need to get like put the shirt down like this, get a chain, like Brian Zane, right? Like in some of his like wrestling movies. Get like the shirt right open, have some chains there.
That's the most supposed to Beetlejuice posed in front of Ghostbusters, and Ray was looking back, smiling.
Did you ever see that cartoon with Scooby Doo and the guy from Ghostbusters, and they're like, "We'll see who it is now." And like the Ghostbuster guy blasts him and kills him.
Yeah, I remember that. I think it was quite a while ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a while, but definitely ways back.
Yeah,
obviously, dude. This is the quality entertainment you get from our No Name Wrestling podcast. Now, on our No Name Wrestling podcast, just so you know, this is a live video. When we do our No Name Wrestling podcast, I have a call sheet of topics that we use.
It's very serious as well.
And we're like this all the time.
Yeah.
Like, are they going to say anything? God damn it! It's been half an hour. Can you speak? Can you speak? I can't jack off to nothing.
It becomes ASMR.
Oh, there you go. Right on. I can't believe we just said that. Oh, man. Thanks. Hi, Mom. My families are all taking vacations this month. Like I'm going to
Paris. Really? Where they going? Are they going anywhere special?
Mom's going to Florida to visit my one of my aunts who lives over there for around half the year. And my sister is going to going to Disney World with the kids.
Oh, nice.
My favorite WWE wrestling game that they've ever released. Damn. See, a lot of people are going to say No Mercy. I'm not going to say No Mercy. Give yours first, Malcolm. And then I'll tell you what.
WWF in your house.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I really loved that game. I was given that as a kid, and I would play it constantly over and over again. I loved how animated it was.
For me, and this is going to be very, very a me thing. Just so you know, and like as Malcolm's mentioned, I'm a massive GM fan, right? So WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2006. They started the GM mode, but not just any version of it. No, PSP. PSP edition. When you took on play my game, could play the games, could play GM mode. Love that. If it's like just like on screen, like basically just wrestling, as for wrestling itself. I was a big fan of those of like WWE. I really love World Tour, and I love Revenge. World Tour probably got me back into it at that time, and Revenge kind of Thunders.
WCW Thunder. I really like that one as well because you could change their outfits and make them like Wolfpack and everything.
I see. I had I was playing them on the Nintendo 64, or what I like to call it, the superior version of those games, because the PlayStation version of the game sucked ass. Like they truly
didn't.
ECW. Remember ECW? Remember ECW's games? Ever try to play those?
I played Anarchy Rules on What about Attitude? Do you remember the Attitude where they come to me and be like,
it's the same. It was the same engine. It's the same engine. You're working with the same engine with that. Like, it's a horrible engine. W2K23. Okay, there you go. That's a good one. Thunder and Nitro, whichever.
I missed the noises they said when they go, ooh.
Remember that really crappy one where like they did like weird cartoony things, like Undertaker through skulls and shit like that?
Oh, remember that was either, was that the arcade one or was that in your house?
It was either in your house or arcade. It was one of those. It was like, you serious?
I think it was in your house.
Which one was the one where they like literally the game sucked, but they had they all like, I think there was a WCW one. There might have been 8 wrestlers, and they had a whole bunch of like people come out and do intros, like, oh yeah, that's me. I
remember on Thunder you could listen to them talking.
If I'm gonna if you want to get my all-time favorite wrestling game, like go right across the board, like all that stuff, EWR. I was a massive EWR fan. For those that know it, it was a sim type game where it was a management game where you manage like wrestling companies, and
Fire Pro Wrestling's closest to that.
Definitely, yeah. Fire Pro Wrestling kind of does that with their management mode. But EWR, when they could still use back in the day when you didn't have to pay for it, and they used WCW, ECW, like WWE, all the indie companies. We were finding like seeing people like AJ Styles and Tyler Black, aka Seth Rollins, and all those guys before, like not years before, like a decade before they became popular, or anybody knew who they were, except for geeks like us.
My favorite character in a wrestling game is probably from SmackDown 2, and that's Gerald Briscoe.
My favorite character in wrestling game, which is a good question, by the way, is from TNA Impact, the game, and it was like Beardy McGee. I just love that name. That was his name, and you'd fight him and he'd keep coming back, like he wasn't anybody. Yeah. Like it's weird. It's like this dude named Beardy McGee.
Simpsons Wrestling's great.
Impact Wrestling was such a good game, but it wasn't finished. But that moves, that control set was incredible. Like favorite wrestler to play. In 2K23 was Drew McIntyre. I just love his moveset. I dominated.
You're not a Pat Patterson player. I used to love playing as Pat Patterson and like riding on Joe Briscoe and all that.
Did he ever, like in all seriousness, did he ever get like a game? Were they ever in a game?
Yeah, he was in the second game with Joe Briscoe.
I don't.
They used to come out in your poverty gear.
Simpsons Wrestling on PlayStation 1. I have a huge wrestling game collection. Nice. I used to have a huge wrestling game collection. I don't anymore. I used to,
and then I just traded them in to get them the latest one.
Well, this is a good game. I gotta say, this is a really good game. There's still some fixes. They need to add women's wrestlers to the ECW one. That needs to be patched in.
Has anybody here played 5-star wrestling?
I don't know if I played some 5-star. I know Ultra Pro is coming out soon, isn't it? Backyard Wrestling. Yes, both of them. Here's the thing. Everybody hates those games. I had a lot of fun with Backyard Wrestling games. I enjoy. I also backstage brawl. I'm that crazy guy that love backstage brawl too. You know, the wrestling game that had no rings in it at all. Yeah. But I like that.
Well, did you ever play the wrestling racing game when they used the cars?
No, the monster truck one.
Yeah,
yeah. I had it. Actually, I own that one. Hilarious, man. Bad, like controls were iffy on that one as well. Backyard wrestling games were fun. That had the Juggalos, I think, at least in one of them, maybe number 2, I think. And I had friends that were like
Legends. What about Legends of Wrestling? You know, that Showdown one, the one that had the old legends in it at the time.
3 was the best. Like there's 3 of them. 3 is the best of all.
First Showdown, the third one.
Showdown's the third one, yeah. So the first one was okay. Second one was getting a bit better. Third one, I think they really kind of hit their stride. But then they stopped doing it. I wish they hadn't stopped doing them because they were really good. And it just had a kind of like gave you like an arcadey feel that's different than the simulation evolution that we're getting right now when it comes to this. Because I do, I like the idea of AEW. I like the idea of what they're doing with the wrestling game. I don't like the way that that's actually coming forward. And I like one, you messed it up. Okay, stop giving me new packs. I don't want more season packs. Screw your season packs. Take your season pack. Take it, shine it really nice, butter it up.
Turn it sideways.
Yeah, exactly. Shove it straight up. No, but make it go work out. Hopefully they're working on a new game behind the scenes, because I don't want to think that they're just working more season packs. That sucks.
I think my favorite, if I had to talk about a second favorite wrestling games, really, if I was being, like by console, I'd have to say the Day of Reckoning games.
Oh, those were so underrated. Such a good choice.
I love those games.
Those were so good. I love the one where when he's throwing him off the friggin' when he's literally killing people. Like he's killing like construction workers that are working on the WrestleMania ring. Like they're up on these big tall things, and he's like just throwing them off. They're like, stop that guy! I fired him. And he's like, screw you.
Chuck and Palumbo, as they were a great tag team in the games.
I love Chuck and Palumbo. You know what I really liked, and they never got used well in like WWE, but they got really utilized well in WCW. A tag team. You know who am I going to say?
Oh, I know you're talking about. You're talking about Legion of Doom.
No.
You're talking about.
Remember Chronic?
Oh? Chronic. Oh, Chronic. Yes, Chronic. Yeah. Well, then I had to think about it.
Like Brian Chronic were good in WCW, and they got WWF, and they were like, "Where's the Chronic that we saw?" Like they literally, that match was crap. They did a match, and it was horrible.
You know what was an underrated wrestler who was misused and probably might have still been alive today? Chris Kanyon.
Literally, as soon as you said that's the name that came into my head, 100% agree. What an amazing wrestler! What an incredibly underutilized wrestler! And for the horror, don't want to get into it. I'm going to get upset, but for horrible reasons, he didn't get utilized. Yeah. But like, he was good. He was good at training other people. He was good at making people look good.
And he had the look.
He did. Who better than Canyon? Right?
It reminds me of him. Looks wise, like a new version is Seth Rollins. It reminds me of him. And they're looking a little bit.
I can see that actually. The look, the hair, the stuff.
Yeah.
But obviously, Chris Canyon would have been better for the state as Mortis, right?
Remember Mortis? Yeah. I was trying to remember what Mortis was. I was trying to remember the name.
Yeah, Mortis.
What about Glacier? Glacier was great.
Like, remember all those promos like piping up Glacier? For guys that don't know this, we'll look it up later. Glacier, they like brought in like this, like literally, it's like, hey, we're gonna do Mortal Kombat, right? So they brought the guy named Glacier, and there's all these promos and big things, and Glacier is coming, and this frost. It's like fucking Game of Thrones, winter's coming.
Yeah.
And he gets there, and it's like, yeah.
Nothing beats. I will say it's nothing beats the 90s WCW time when people would come in. And the thing is, what I liked about WCW back in the day was you never knew who was coming out.
That was amazing. Remember the first Nitro show? Literally, you get like Lex Luger, which may not seem a big deal.
I still remember Brian Pillman versus Jushin Thunder Liger. Beautiful, I tell you.
But like back then, like Lex Luger was still in, as far as everybody knew, Lex Luger was still in WWE. Nobody, it was not known. Like
it was a gentleman's handshake, wasn't it?
Yeah. But little did they know, Lex Luger had his fingers crossed behind his back at the time. Obviously, that's his way.
Sounds like Lex Luger.
It literally does.
He went Miss Elizabeth, didn't they?
I think Miss Elizabeth would still be around if it wasn't for like their relationship, which is sad to say. But
I know Macho Man always blamed himself for that.
Well, Macho Man was not a easy guy for Elizabeth to unfortunately be with. Like that's sadly documented.
And it was not easy for you to be with either in the game earlier.
Yeah, son of a Macho Man. What's that about? What's that all about? Like here I am. I'm trying to be on the channel, entertain the channel. Just maybe just win a couple things. Get a George Animal Steel in the game so I can put him in there. Maybe use him in ECW. But I can't. Why? Because Macho Man, what do you do to me? You make me look bad. You make me look bad on my own channel. What's that all about, dude?
He's such a bastard, I tell you.
Yeah. I can say, if he was around right now, then but what happened with my luck, then the ghost of Macho Man come back and just beat me up on camera just to do it again because he did it in the game. I used to love Macho Man.
You guys should do a 20-minute live segment and come up with the most underrated wrestler list, the top 10, and slowly reveal each one as you get audience feedback. That sounds good.
That's a really good idea, wrestling. So actually, that's an excellent idea.
You should make 2K21 easy mode.
No, I can't. I'm not that. I can't. I can't do it. Just even that easy mode would suck. It'd be boring. It's
very easy.
Easy, like mode for people that here's.
Or you can do what a lot of people do, and you can go into the direct settings and just make IA redundant, so it just stands there, so you can just do what you want.
Could you do that for showcase mode? I told you that for showcase.
You can do it for the whole game mode. I know you could in other games. I never did it because I always thought it was pointless. But I remember people talking about if you
got me through showcase mode, just unlock that stuff. Totally do that, man. You were getting destroyed. Actually, no, to be fair, I was not getting destroyed. I did what I was doing pretty good. It's just when I got to that stupid get that guy in the friggin' corner of the ring. And I won my first match. You were not there when I started. Were you not there when I started? I kicked ass as Rhea Ripley.
I was there. I told you there, didn't I?
I kicked ass as Rhea Ripley on that one. I almost had him beat in that three-way match too, but they cheated me. Bastards. Yeah. Here I am. And in a submission for what seems like forever. And I'm like, okay, one of these seconds now, okay, one of my teammates are going to come over, right? And I'm like, only so long get these freaking buttons. I'm hitting the buttons. I'm like, okay, I guess one of my team is coming over. Well, I guess one team is coming. Two people, they're just sitting over there on the side of the ring. La-da-da.
See, that's one to me. I was on a 4 versus 4 match, and I was like, okay, so I pressed these buttons, and I was like, why are they getting something from under the ring instead of coming to help me?
It's
very annoying.
It's supposed to be better AI this time, but that wasn't good.
The AI is not that good.
I think it gets good when it's beating me. It's using genius AI. It's using chess player, master chess player.
You got kicked in the chest and everything.
It was. I mean,
that, but that will be legendary. That clip forever. If there was the Now and Pin, if there's Now and Pin clips channel, that would be on there.
Don't give ideas. Don't give ideas to some people out there.
The best part is in this.
You know the name of my Twitch channel is Aaron Sucks at Gaming, right? Games.
Did you? Hold on. Let me guess right. Did you say Aaron Sucks off gamers?
No. It's not the Malcolm channel. It's not the Malcolm channel. Malcolm has 2K.
Yeah, I do have 2K24.
We're gonna. I want GM mode with Malcolm. Malcolm's going to be ECW, of course, and I'm going to.
He wants to be GM mode because he knows he's going to be better than me.
Do you think I'm going to be better in GM mode? I'm not sure this year because
I think it will be.
This year's there's been so many changes. There's so much thrown in there. I want us to do a WCW, ECW one. I want to be WCW.
That'd be awesome, wouldn't it?
I mean, here's the thing, guys. Some people are gonna hate this. I'm a huge Bismarck. I like Bishop. When I was doing business, one of the guys business school, one of the guys I used to look up to was Bishop. Because controversy creates cash, which is totally opposite my channel. 10 most powerful moves. Actually, that'd be good.
Ooh. Canadian Destroyer.
I hate the fact that everybody uses it now. It's nothing.
Yeah, and it was so boring. It's like the super kick, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. And you don't, or the spear. It feels like if you can't do anything else, let's do a spear.
Yeah.
When Peter Williams did the Canadian Destroyer, man, it meant something. Back in my day. Back in my day. You kids from Peter Williams did the Canadian Destroyer. It meant something. It was a real thing, guys.
During the war moment. You know, even Adam Cole used to do it when he was on the Indies. It meant something. Now it just feels like everybody does everything. I mean, the super kick thing has got ridiculous appeal to them, even when they're not actually their finishers.
I remember when the Young Bucks used to like go to birthday parties and like people would pay them to like the super kick their kids at birthday parties. So, yeah,
that's incredible. Would you have paid them to super kick you?
If I'm gonna pay a wrestler to do something, it's not gonna be the Young Bucks. That's not gonna be. It's gonna be Christian. He's gonna be unprettier. Christian's cool.
Did you see the bat?
Yeah, I like. I mean,
what do you feel about that?
What's wrong? It's okay. I mean, like, do you think Darby haven't really hurt? Is he hurt? It's like, what's going on?
No, I don't think he's really hurt.
Because he's going to like. I'm hoping he's not, because this Mount Everest is a big deal to him.
That's what we should do. We should create ourselves and then wrestle.
I kind of did though. Like, obviously, like, is Goldberg in the match? Because like, is there a bigger version of Goldberg that I could use for basically get my physique right?
Wow, so that's you.
Well, see, you can't tell on camera, like, how super jacked I am. Like, the beard hides it. It's the beard that hides it.
As jacked as Goldberg.
Top 10 managers of all time. Oh,
well, that's easy.
Dino's favorite. Paul Heyman. Paul E. Dangerously.
Yeah, Paul Heyman.
Paul E. Dangerously.
Would you classify Bischoff as ever being a manager? Because he came out to the ring, didn't he, with NWO?
Not really. I mean, you got to have Bobby Heenan there, the Heenan family, right? That was, you know.
But then he was a real manager.
Because when you talk about, like, and he was a wrestler, people forget Bobby Heenan could wrestle. But he, obviously played it down because, that wasn't his thing.
Same as Mr. Fuji, really.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, the Heenan family still is for me, is one of the greatest staples of all time. Like, right up there with the NWO, right up there with, like, the line. Heenan family just ruled. They ruled wrestling for a time period. And it was
with really Haku and all that.
Oh, man. And they could literally kick your butts. Those are guys that kick your ass.
I never get that WrestleMania where Haku turns on Andre the Giant. And Andre Johnson, the ringer, just stares down the ring at him as he's riding off with Bobby the Brain Heenan.
I think that is one of my favorite wrestling. One of the things I remember more than anything else in wrestling, Malcolm. I was a kid, and I'm watching Saturday night's main event, and it's the Hulk Hogan versus like Andre the Giant, and I'm like, and this is when I'm into it, and I'm watching wrestling, and I'm like super into it, and I got my Hostess potato chips and got my drink and watching it, and I'm like, all of a sudden, there's the twin referees, and Hogan's yeah, that's Errol and Dave Hebner. It was, oh man, I was so into that. I was so, like, as a kid, I was like, are you serious? Is this a thing? Can he do this? And like Hogan comes in and he tosses Hebner out of the ring, and I think the next week Jack Tunney came out, totally legit, like owner of the company, Jack Tunney. Remember Jack Tunney?
I remember Jack Tunney. We used to go, I'm in charge of fixing this problem. And he'd always have him sitting at the table for most of the time, like behind the desk.
Guys, I think that's what's underrated right now. What we need more. We need less of like these heel general managers and less of these here, it's like type of characters, and more of the Jack Tunney guys.
Yeah.
Like
and
guys that look like they're doing that type of thing. Jack Tunney, sadly, not around for but I was Jack Tunney again.
Passed away recently.
Yeah, I know. Remember, Ole was the voice of the Shockmaster.
He was.
It is I, Shockmaster.
He must have been really angry when he was doing that, and then it fell out, and then the person fell through the wall.
Oh, he had to be.
Because he was their booker.
Oh, yeah, it was Booker for ages.
You can tell when Kevin Nash was the booker because he always did himself.
I can tell you people have done that. Because wrestling fans have never developed a fantasy wrestling league like they do with football.
I think the problem is, for a lot of people, wrestling's, it's going to sound bad, but a lot of people, wrestling's too predictable.
Or too predetermined. Yeah, that's the thing.
Like, if you knew, you knew, you know?
I totally would have failed on last year's WrestleMania. On the main event. I didn't see that coming. I'll say that much right now.
I actually thought the reason it ended was because I thought Roman got injured.
I thought something must happen because they said that can't be the ending. That can't be right.
Because it just randomly ended.
It was such a bad match too. Like started good. It started like really good, and it just like.
And he only went on for like 8 minutes.
Because I was like,
I know it was short.
When we were like, me and Malcolm were talking about like because it's over 2 nights, right? And I'm really liking the first night of WrestleMania. Malcolm's like kind of iffy on it. I'm like, oh, this is amazing. It's gonna be one of the best WrestleManias ever. It's fantastic. It's wonderful. Malcolm's like, well, wait and see. There's certain parts I liked about the first night, certain parts I liked about the second night, and I'm like just jumping ahead because that's what I do, right? I'm like, no, this is amazing. It's great. No way. They can mess this up. This is just too good. So Malcolm's right. Next night, it's totally messed up. And I'm like, oh, yeah, this is bad. This is horrible.
I was wrong. It wasn't 8 minutes. It was 35 minutes, but it felt like 8 minutes.
Oh, it felt like a lot more than.
It was a good event, though, last year. I'm looking forward to this year. It's just the hardest part about watching WrestleMania now, but I'm back in the UK, is the time.
Tell me about it. We got the same time, man, when it comes to that.
When I was in America, they'd be done by like 12 a.m. at night.
If it wasn't late, like I had thought about us live streaming our reactions to it. But I can't imagine like we're into like the second hour, like first hour, like this is really good, like this is good, and like we're like hour and a half, we're like, yeah.
Well, especially if you go from the pre-show, each day's like 7 hours.
Yes, I did unlock to John and John Cena and Cody. I want a game of Mattel like wrestling. It is so cool, man. Those Mattel figures are so freaking cool.
It'd been awesome if they made it where you could have had Ed Boy that way. Aaron would play the hell out of that, because I put those Mattel figures in every match I can possibly put them in. When I played Dusty and Mattel Cody. Ooh.
WrestleMania falls on your birthday. What happy early birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
One of the WrestleManias actually fell on my birthday, actually, March 31st. It was an early WrestleMania, too. I think it was obviously the greatest WrestleMania of all time.
WrestleMania 3, wasn't it?
Well, if it is, then it was the greatest WrestleMania. Oh, yeah, that was...
My dad's birthday is always on the 2nd, so WrestleMania hit it quite a few times.
So, it was a really great WrestleMania.
Well, let me guess, it was WrestleMania 18.
No. So, I'm going to tell you the matches, okay? After I tell you the matches, after I finish telling you all the matches, wait till I tell you all the matches. You can. And everybody in the wrestling comment, you have to guess. No Googling them. Okay, it starts off. Okay, it's a great match. No, it's a great match. The Body Donnas, Skip and Zip, with Sonny. So everybody liked Sonny back then.
Okay.
Going against the Godwins and Hillbilly Jim. Then they follow up that amazing match with the Huckster versus the Not Your Man with Billionaire Ted as a special guest referee. Then the third match British Bulldog, Owen Hart, and Vader with Jim Cornette against obviously one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, Ahmed Johnson, Jake the Snake Roberts, and Mr. Fuji with Yokozuna with Mr. Fuji. Then Roddy Piper against Goldust.
I know this one. It's WrestleMania 12.
With Red, you're supposed to wait till the end of the show so everybody can get this. with Ted DiBiase defeating Savio Vega. So this is like the best version of Stone Cold Steve Austin. Ultimate Warrior defeating Hunter Hearst Helmsley with Sable, of course, with Triple H's best match. Undertaker versus Diesel, and Shawn Michaels defeating Bret Hart. So there you go. It is WrestleMania 12. But yeah, that was on my birthday.
That's the best one.
Obviously, it's the greatest one of all time.
Well done. You got your birthday was the best one.
When was WrestleMania 3 on? I want to find out here. Maybe that was on March 31st. March 29th. Was almost on my birthday. What would you consider the worst WrestleMania ever? I want to do a stream on this, but I just the worst.
Worst WrestleMania ever.
Would anybody like to hear us do like a one where we do like our top of the worst and best WrestleManias?
I think it'd be good. I think it'd be a good idea.
I think we're going to shut up now and tell you, let you guys know what the worst WrestleMania ever is, and we're going to wait.
Oh.
But I can tell you,
there may be go into quite details why.
Yeah, and we'll go. The number 2 might get in there at least once.
I agree with Blooming TV. Make yourself guys and stream yourself playing through my eyes a match and sequence an episode. That's a great idea.
Think about that actually. I'm not sure make a female version of myself, do like the female Mariah. So we go. Sexy me. Sexy me.
Yeah, that'd be good. You should do that, yeah. If I did an editing program, if my computer wasn't so slow and it was crap at editing, because it seriously freezes when I try.
Yeah.
I would. It would be fairly simple to do that, to record it and then kind of edit it and kind of do commentary over it, kind of thing.
That's the fun part of it. That's what I'm looking forward to, doing commentary videos when I'm in Paris, and you can donate that. God Cinema. There you go, dude. What
will you be doing when you go to Paris? Because I don't think we know.
I don't know, man. I haven't thought about it ever. It's not something that's ever come up on the channel.
I know you're going to the loo. I know you're going to the loo when you could just go to the loo at home. But I know you want to go there.
I'm going to go to the catacombs. I really want to go to the catacombs. Hin's never seen the catacombs, so I'm really excited about that, actually.
When you're down there, what you should say is go, look at all these skulls. They look good, don't they? Please place mine here in the future.
All these skulls. Well, they're obviously, Papa Shanga.
Yes.
That's where the skulls come from. Papa Shanga gets the skulls from.
Imagine that. They start popping out, start hitting you with the skulls. Or the Undertaker. That's
future No Name Wrestling podcast. By the way, we normally do No Name Wrestling podcast on my Patreon. We do some live ones on here. But I want to do one on some of the worst wrestling storylines of all time.
Oh, nice. I like that idea.
And I'm not going to say the Black Scorpion's going to be in there. But Black Scorpion might be in there.
and I'm not going to say that Muhammad Hassan might be in there. But
what do you mean? That worked so well for him.
It did. What's this? You should create yourselves and then have a match of WrestleMania in the game. Yes. I wish I had 3 stages of hell. That'd be a cool WrestleMania match to have.
Oh, wow. 3 stages of hell.
Remember
Slobberknocker?
Oh, yeah. So that's in the game again, isn't it?
Sort of. They called it something else, though. They should have called it Slobberknocker.
It's called Gauntlet mode now.
Yeah, it's Slobber Knocker is what it is. It's what game was it? Was it SmackDown 2 that had a Slobber Knocker?
Yeah, it was one. Yeah, that one, because you used to do the stunners or whatever, and they used to roll out the ring, and then someone else would run in the ring. I like when they used to stand outside the ring and just pop in.
I was a big fan of like that of that game. Like when I used to remember, you could create your own pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So I would kid you not. This is how geeky I am, guys. This is how wrestling geeky I am. So it was PlayStation 1, I think, around that time. So I had PlayStation, and I would create my wrestling pay-per-view. And then I attach I had my VCR attached to the TV. I had this blank tape. I would press record on the tape. I would record. I would play through the wrestling pay-per-view, and I would tape it as I was playing through it, and I would watch it back. Sometimes I watch sometimes with friends. I had that. That's how geeky some of my friends were. When I say
I used to
wrestling fans, they were wrestling fans.
I used to do that when I used to play MMA on the PS3. I used to record it with my camera and record me going against people. And I kid you not, guys, before it shut down on the Xbox, I was the second top player on that game. Just before it shut down, I was me and the number one guy were going against each other. The day we went against each other, it shut down halfway through. Sucked. Absolutely sucked. I'll get my student and start a live chat. I would like to have a triple threat against you, guy, with a wrestler in my image. Oh, he's pointing the gauntlet down.
The gauntlet.
You got to understand. You got to understand here, right? If there was a triple threat match, me and Alan would go straight for you first.
We're pretty evil. Like.
We'd go straight for you, knock you out, and then Alan would let me do the finger poke of doom on him. Like, boom.
It's. Oh, gotta check something here. Ringside stunned to the last moment and capitalized on situation.
Oh, last moment, eh? Oh. Put you through a table, put you through an outside, throw you up the other side of the ring, take you out the back and leave you there when we go back in the front.
And not everybody can have the wrestling chops of James Ellsworth when it comes to. Remember James Ellsworth?
Exactly. Yeah, I do. I loved him. He was great. I still think him and Ezio should have been a tag team.
Didn't he turn out to be kind of a dick in real life or something like that? Was that like,
yeah, he did. He started an OnlyFans, didn't he, at one point? Yeah, he started an OnlyFans at one point. Yeah.
For real?
Yeah. He's gone now, but he tried.
Dude, then apparently I was going to say, because if he succeeded, I guess I got a chance.
That guy was not blessed with good looks for that kind of career. Like Seth Rollins, I could imagine being popular on OnlyFans, but not James Ellsworth.
I mean, I'm trying to think, like, who would be. Obviously, you want to get, like, what's his name? Back in the day, was it Shawn Michaels? Was it Playgirl or something like that?
Yeah, it was Playgirl. I think he was in, because he did the cover, didn't he? He did the Burt Reynolds cover. You know, with the championship belt instead of the rug.
Yeah, and yet Manny Rose gets like fired, right?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Hypocrite.
Hypocrite. I guess I'm not getting a phone call.
Oh,
I'll probably be getting a phone call about my thing. Oh, what happened?
I just I did something stupid. I lifted up my leg because I just wanted to like, get comfy, and apparently, for getting comfy means physical harm to my body. So,
Oh no!
obviously, that's the reason I would have been such a hardcore wrestler. Getting comfy means physical.
Wrestling someone wants to wrestle that. He hurt himself in the match.
There you go. I think this cheese grater, you start freaking out. You're like, holy shit. And I'm like, ah.
Yeah, old mankind style.
Who's that guy that God, the crazy, like hardcore grandpa guy from like that he had in AEW a couple times. Totally insane dude, man.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about, right? Kenzo.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think it was.
That's it.
Japanese guy, right?
Yeah. What you gonna do? What you gonna do, Malcolm? When my gym runs wild on you.
Well, it's 1-1 for you, man. Oh, you know what I miss? Ultimo Dragon. Ultimo Dragon, he was the best.
He was good. I liked Ultimo Dragon. The chairman.
Wasted in WWE.
I mean, they needed more like see, WWE, and it's not that, it's like they had WWE does a different type of wrestling style.
Yeah.
It's a slower wrestling style. And it's nothing against it. It's just a wrestling style that works for them. And I'm guessing for part of the reason is because hopefully unless you're like something tragic happens, it keeps your, for a lot of times it'll longevity, wrestling wise. Obviously not for like Mick Foley who did like stuff like that, but like for a lot of the wrestling style, it's a bit slower. And I think a lot of it comes down to the fact that it's the way that they think their audience is, that their audience isn't going to like hockey in America for a while. You had a big friggin' like blue circle. So you can see where the puck is at, right? And I'm Canadian, by the way, guys. And that's hilarious to me.
It's not hard to say.
It's not hard to see the puck at all. And if you're playing hockey, trust me, you'll see the puck. Or if you don't, you'll
get in your face.
Yeah, you feel it. If you don't see it, you feel it. I used to love. I'm a massive hockey fan from back then.
What's this? I've got a good segment for you. Once a month, before the pay-per-view, Marios comes up with a list of winners, and whoever has the most of the list, when it's declared the champion that month. Oh, I like that.
We did do a list of like who's going to win. Last time I think I won on the on who was going to win.
You didn't win.
I totally did.
No, you did. I won.
You didn't. The last paper.
Won.
Think back.
Yeah, I think back and I know I won. It was a landslide.
Back in before work. Hey,
Wikipedia. I ain't seen you in ages.
We've been, God, we haven't done a video in such a long time. Since earlier this morning.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Would be entertaining, actually. That would be entertaining.
Good ideas,
we both need, didn't you? We both need championship belts.
What we need to do is have a belt. No, we need to have one. We need to have one that gets passed back and forth type thing. But
how would we do that? It'd have to be a digital belt, wouldn't it?
No, what we do is we'll each create a belt that looks similar, and we pass it to the other person on camera.
Oh, getting the house repiped. Did you have water problems?
I had water problems.
Yeah, early on, Aaron had to change his underwear. So
yeah. we had no water here in Morocco. Now, speaking about it's kind of ironic there. Like Tricopedius, like getting his house repiped, like Malcolm's talking about, getting some pipe laid. All that stuff. Got back from watching Santa Fe Settlements again. Still love the movie. Excited by the print. There you go. Surprised to see you guys are still on. A lot of people are.
I'd leaky pipes and I'd get checked out. So it wasn't a good sign.
Should get the same belt, and whoever wins that month gets to display it. As I put it in the closet.
Exactly. Yeah. I'll pull it over the shoulder, be like, yeah.
You know, I don't want to like. The problem is the only issue is like when I keep winning all the time. Like I don't want Malcolm to feel bad, and then he's like, "We're trying to do like the podcast." He's like, "Man, I lost again this month." Like I'm just bummed out.
Well, this is what should happen, right? Whoever wins on the guesses, right, should get a chance to have 2 matches just to be safe on the game to see who wins that, and then whoever wins gets the belt that month as well.
You're needlessly complicating this one. But with that being said, I think we've done 2.5 hours. I want to thank everybody for coming in. It did go quick. It went really quick. This is here, guys. This is the thing. Unlike the last WrestleMania match last year, we make it go quick and simple and easy, and hopefully painless.
Yes.
My name is Aaron. It's going to seem shocking, but my birthday's this month. I'm going to Paris. You can donate to Buy Me Coffee. My partner in crime is
Malcolm.
December Malcolm.
May to December.
And make sure that you come and check this out. We do this live on here. We have a pre-tape one that we do over on Patreon, and we are working on doing starting up a brand new podcast of us. If you like watching us and listening to us converse here, we're going to be starting a podcast. We're going to be having a lot of fun with it. A podcast that we're hoping that it's not just going to be on here, but you're going to be able to listen to it on Spotify and iTunes. That's what we're working towards.
Hope it be a nice success as well.
Yeah. So if it happens, we'll gotta happen. When it happens, we'll let you know. And you can go on and give us nice ratings and all that type of stuff.
Yep.
And listen some more. And then let your friends know. And then let your friends' friends know. And then let the friends of your friends of your friends know. And then
let your family's ex-partners know. And let their ex-partners know. And then when they can't move on anymore, tell them to put on the podcast.
And then world peace. We've created world peace with a podcast.
There you go. With our voices.
With that being said, guys, we'll see you next time right here. I guess they call it wrestling, right? But for now.
Yep, call wrestling. Extreme.